everyone, and thanks for tuning in to the Financial Investor channel. My name is Brent, and today we're going to be doing a weekly recap of October 2nd through the 6th, so the very first week of October. We're going to be covering the three indexes, the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, S&P 500. We're going to be talking a little bit about how they have done year to date, and then talk about their weekly progress, talk a little bit about my portfolio. I always like to go and try and beat the Dow Jones and the S&P 500. Unfortunately for me this week, I do have a stock that took a 6% plunge on Friday for no happy reason. We're going to be talking a little bit about that stock, how its earnings came out. It actually beat expectations, and then we're going to be talking about a little bit about its future, and that'll wrap it up. So it should be a pretty quick 10-minute video. So let's go ahead and get into it. So Dow Jones had positive 4 out of the 5 days. Friday it actually had a little bit of a loss of negative 0.01, but its 5-day change was number 1. It had a 1.65% weekly change, so it did come in number 1 for the week, followed right behind by the Nasdaq, which had 5 out of 5 positive days for a 5-day change of 1.45%, and then the S&P 500 took third place with 4 out of the 5 days positive with a weekly change of 1.19. So S&P 500 came in third place, followed right behind by the Nasdaq, and then number 1 is the Dow Jones. Now the Nasdaq is number 1 year to date, followed right behind by the Dow Jones, and third place S&P 500. So I've noticed that the Dow Jones has been keeping up. A lot of their stocks that are involved in the Dow Jones have been, passing through the resistance points. I know a lot of my stocks, they were having some resistance, and they actually pushed through, and they've become very profitable and positive. So you could see Dow Jones, normally a typical year, there's very positive growth for the first, second, and third quarters, and then towards the end of the year, a lot of the shopping and the summer sort of starts to die out. So you won't see many of the tech companies have a lot of profit towards the end of the years. They get a lot of pullback. But these Dow Jones, these very big, profitable, huge corporations, they do very well towards the end of the year. So who knows? The Dow Jones could catch up with the Nasdaq. So as far as my portfolio goes for the week, my portfolio did not go as planned. You can see for the week I had an increase of 0.75, so I actually got stomped on by every single other index, and that was actually up until Thursday. I was very positive. You can see that up until Thursday I was up to 1.56% change for the week, and then after Thursday I took a bit of a plunge, going down in a day of over 0.64%, and that was mainly due to Costco. And we're going to go ahead and take a look here at Costco. Why does it have 1.51? Oh, okay, so after hours they took a 4% plunge. That's what happened here. They had actually hit $170 prior to their earnings release, and then they took a plunge of 5% and then continued through the day with a loss of let's go ahead and do it here. Come on, work with me. There's that plunge of nearly 5%, and then throughout the day continue to kind of go down a little bit, and then into the after hours they continue to go down. You can see that this graph here shows a loss of 5.97, but my actual today's return is negative 6.12. So I've actually returned negatively on Costco of negative 1.51. So that actually took my overall portfolio, you see, for the week here. I've made about half of what the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones. So that was unfortunate, but it does happen. But I believe this is a great buying opportunity for investors out there that are looking for a good opportunity to buy a stock. So this right here is their sort of transcript. They go over quite a bit of information. This is 25 pages long. I'm just going to be covering the quick first page. They talk a little bit about their earnings, and then they go into their Visa and credit card, how it's actually been increasing their share price. So here they talk about their Citi Visa co-branded credit card has been doing very positive, increasing their margins. And here they talk about how it helps with their quarter. It adds 13 cents share over the 17-week fourth quarter. So their credit cards being very positive. I remember when they released Visa credit cards for Costco, I would never have signed up for a MasterCard. It was rarely accepted anywhere I went. But Visa is basically it. Visa accepted everywhere. You know, they have that commercial. Gas has been very profitable. They increased their share price by 5 cents because of their gas prices. They took a bit of a hit during Hurricane Harvey. One of the big things that happened here is they beat their earnings. So here is their Costco earnings report. They had a $2.08 per share earnings per share. That's not right. Their per share price, their reported profit per share was $2.08, and their revenue was $42.3 billion versus the expectations of $2.02 per share, and their expected sales of 41.5 billion. So they made a profit of over of nearly $1 billion difference. So that is huge. They beat their stock estimate. They beat their revenue estimates. They did very good on both of those. And in comparison to last year's, you can see that last year the retailer had turned a 36.5 billion worth of revenue, and that's a big change from 36.5 billion to 42.3 billion. They also increased their earnings from $1.77 per share to $2.08 per share. So very good and comparable to last quarter, same quarter. They also had same-store sales increase 6.1% globally and higher than 6.5% in the United States. Analysts were only expecting 5.2%. So Costco beat their profit per their share price, they beat their revenue, they beat their same-store sales, and good, they said good is not good enough. Despite the 15.8% year-over-year increase in sales and 17.5% improvement per share in profit, investors were not, they may have been expecting more. I wasn't expecting more. This is a retail store. In comparison to Kroger's and Walmart, I chose Costco because I think they have the best growth potential. They have a lot. They're very diversified. They have their gas, they have their Visa, they have their members, they have their different lines of products. So overall, I believe they do very well for themselves. And one of the big things that kind of took place here, there was two estimates, and I believe they were here. Let's see here. Warning flag on membership margins, but let's see here. They had a target price of 205 by Susquehanna, and they had another target price down here of 182. So they averaged somewhere around $190. BMO rates Costco share price perform with a price target of $160. So they have many different price targets. This one has 205. This one has 182. This one has 160. This one has 173. And as you see here, Costco is sitting at 156.84. So it could be very positive either way. This could be a great buying opportunity. Like I was saying, it's here's a little bit of so we're going to be ending on this note. So Costco announced it would begin delivering groceries, and then its stock fell 6%. So this is really interesting. I didn't think Costco would go this route. So Costco Wholesales, which has been long thrived on offering free samples, is giving its customers fewer reasons to come to its stores. So they've actually planned on doing sort of a delivery. If you spend more than $70, then they will deliver to your house. Okay, so deliveries here is free for Costco grocery orders of over $75. So, okay, $75 is what you must spend. They also talk a little bit about you must buy food that is non-perishable. So it can't be anything that would be requiring refrigeration. Let's see here. So they're just kind of testing this thing out to kind of save people a little bit of time and not have to go to their stores. You know, you'd rather be at your home on a good Saturday than going out to spend 3 hours shopping at Costco. So I think this will be very positive. So like I'm saying, you know, Costco may have took a nosedive on Friday, but they have good, you know, they beat their earnings, they beat their revenue, they had good growth. They have so many positive signs. They're much more profitable than Kroger's or Walmart, in my opinion. Costco, or I'm sorry, Amazon, you know, they do this delivery thing now, but Amazon's not returning any sort of profit at this time, whereas Costco is returning a profit. They have they have their members that are willing to spend that membership price to go to Costco. So I think that's very interesting, and I think Costco will have good growth in the future. They'll definitely recover from that 6% loss. You may see me buying a couple shares just to average down on my position, increase my equity, increase my return. So that is it for this video. Quick 11-minute video. So hopefully you have found it entertaining. Let me know what your opinion is of Costco. Do you think it is considered a good buying opportunity at this time? And go ahead and leave that in the comments below. So I want to thank everyone for watching up until this point. If you did like the video, hit the like button below. If you beat the S&P, beat the Dow, beat the NASDAQ, go ahead and leave that in the comments below. Let me know what your weekly return has been. If you have any questions or just want to say hello, please leave that in the comments below, and I will always reply. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Bye.